If you're shy, there is one skill that will get you girls. I was a shy introvert, but after implementing this, I went from being invisible to girls to getting so many that I barely had time to eat or sleep, and I'm not even joking. Let me take you back to when I realized I was a shy introvert and when I actually made the first shift that allowed me to start changing my life for the better. So I realized I was an introvert when I left my hometown that I grew up in my whole life. I developed a friend group and was very comfortable just hanging out with them and never had to really push my comfort zone or talk to new people because I was always just hanging out with my high school friends. But this all changed when I left and moved to Florida. I had no friends here. I wasn't in high school, so there was nowhere easy to meet friends. And I was surprised at how shy and introverted I was. I was so scared to start conversations with people. Even at the gym where I was working out, I saw guys who were cool, who I'd probably become friends with, but I was really scared to start conversations with them. And the whole time, whilst I moved there, I learned that there was this 18 plus club and you can go there on Thursday nights, but I was just terrified to go. So I never went. And for months and months, the anxiety of going, because I kind of knew that was the only spot that I could probably make friends at, was just building and building every week that passed by, till eventually I had enough of my situation. Months went by, I was becoming really lonely, really depressed in this situation where I was like, I need to make a change. So I decided I was gonna go the night before, and that next day, I had so much anxiety that I literally threw up right before going out. I was panicking. And then I was like, I'm going anyway. I decided I was gonna go. I was very true to my word. That's one thing I'll give myself, is I was a man of my word. So I said I was gonna go and I went either way. And I showed up, and then all of a sudden it actually wasn't all that bad. See, I saw this kid watching a football game. I went over, said hi to him. All of a sudden we were in conversation, we were playing pool. Some girls joined us. We were talking to a bunch of girls, and I ended up meeting the girl who I dated for 3 months after that, at that night. And so everything that went well was all because of me doing the one thing that I'm about to teach you in this video. The one skill that's gonna absolutely change your life and allow you to have this success with girls is courage. See, over those 3 months, nothing changed for me. I wasn't really doing any sort of self-improvement, but that one night I decided to demonstrate courage. And as a result, I made friends. I went on to date this girl for 3 months. We got broken up with, but that was the best thing that ever happened to me. And it started all the success that I now have. So everything came from me just demonstrating courage. Nothing changed besides the fact that I really just decided to put myself out there. And as a result, all these good things happened. And if you want to stick around till the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can build courage the right way. Now, as that story is great, a lot of you probably still have a lot of negative thoughts and beliefs around you being able to demonstrate courage to get girls. But let me tell you why you shouldn't. See, a lot of times in the comments, you guys are like, oh, you're probably 6'5". Bro, I am 5'7". I am on the shorter range of the spectrum. And let me give you an example of how courage allowed me to get one of the most beautiful girls that I've ever been with just this past fall. So I was in Sweden, and the way that we met was pretty funny. We were just leaving the club, and we were in line, and I just started chatting with her. I got her Snap, and then we ended up setting up a date, and we eventually hung out like a couple weeks later, and then we started, kind of casually dating. It really didn't go that far because I ended up leaving. But one of the times when we were hanging out, this was later on, I was like, what's your type normally? And she was like tall. I'm like, how tall? She was like 6 foot plus. And I'm 5'7". She's only like an inch or two shorter than me. But I got her because I demonstrated courage to get her Snap. I demonstrated courage to take her on the date. Everything from there in terms of my charismatic abilities took over, and I was able to win her over, and she really liked me. But being courageous is gonna be the number one factor that's actually gonna allow you to get these girls. You don't need to be the perfect type. So to validate this even further, let me give you a perspective from my lens. See, I like to have fun with girls. I like to party and I like to sleep with them. And I'm a little bit of a playboy. So I have my ideal perfect type. My ideal perfect type is blonde hair, blue eyes, probably like 5'3", with a very skinny waist, with lower body fat, but like good tits and a really nice ass, that like one that she trained in the gym for. Not just like a fat cellulite ass, like, or you know what I mean? But like one that she's actually worked for, and it's solid and it's thick. That is my type. But has every single girl I've gotten with or dated been exactly like that? No, not at all. There's so many times when the girls I'll sleep with are very far from that description. Some of them have black hair. Some of them have brown eyes. Some of them are a little bit on the thicker side. Some of them aren't perfectly skinny with a very low body fat waist. I'm not saying I get with fat girls, so don't try and twist this on me. I keep a standard for the type of girls that I get with, and there's something, there's an area that I won't dip below, obviously. But if a girl and I are having a really great time and we're having a lot of fun and she's a super nice person, I'm not gonna not sleep with her just because she's not exactly lined up with every single metric that I see as my perfect type. One of the things you'll commonly see if you ever watch one of these like street interviews where guys interview girls for their, type, they almost never end up dating the guy that's their exact type. It almost never happens. So you need to get out of your mind that you're not good enough or you can't get these girls because you don't have X, Y, Z, whether it's your height or the biggest muscles. It's like these things are not the most important. The most important is gonna be you being the best version of yourself by demonstrating courage and going out there and actually just having basic conversations with people, being a fun, nice guy. That's all it takes. So now that you're sold on being more courageous, I understand if you're a little bit nervous, like you're probably a little excited, nervous, where you're like, oh, well, I actually probably can get girls and I can develop my social skills a lot, but you're also a little nervous. You're probably like, ooh, well, how do I do that? And I completely get you because I've been there many times myself. And this is where I started out, having to develop my social skills and start doing exactly what I'm about to tell you right now. So this is the best way that I would recommend going about it, which is progressively overloading it. See, progressive overload isn't just something that you use in the gym to get stronger. It's something that you can do with every single skill in your life. You can start off, if you're really that afraid to talk to people, by talking to an old person. An old person, if you talk to an old person, you've really got nothing to lose. You're not doing this in a way where you're trying to sleep with them, so there's no physical rejection in terms of that. You can just say something nice, like, hey, give them a compliment. Old people love compliments. If you give someone, an old person, a compliment, you're gonna feel so good about yourself. They're gonna feel good. They're probably gonna wanna talk to you a little more after that. And you can start from there. And then you can build it up. And maybe you talk to some guy in your gym and you start trying to be friends with him, and maybe he wants to go out. And now the two of you are going out talking to girls. You don't know where things go. But the whole idea is that you just start trying to do the things that are a little bit easier. If you're terrified to talk to a hot girl, it's completely irrational, and I've got many videos on why you shouldn't be. But let's just say hot girls are really scary, because this is something I dealt with myself, where it was like in high school, I actually was able to talk to some of the girls a little bit, like very little, but these were the ones that were kind of like fat and ugly. So I didn't really count it as anything. Whereas like I was able to socialize with some girls that I wasn't sexually attracted to at all. But if I was attracted to them sexually, forget about it. It all went out the window. All my skills of socializing were gone. So what you can do is just progressively overload this. Like start small, build up. And before you know it, you're gonna realize that socializing isn't that hard. If you just talk about basic things and talk about themselves and get to know people and build rapport and build trust and just be friendly and an overall nice person, you'll have so much more successful girls than you could ever imagine. It doesn't take that much to have successful girls and start conversations and be friendly, but you gotta start somewhere. So whether that means talking to an old person, talking to a guy at your gym, asking someone for advice in the gym, literally just doing anything to get social will help you out, because the more social you are as a whole, the easier it is gonna be for you to get girls. This is something I've 100% noticed at different times in my life, where in the last 3 years, I've been times when I've been way, way more social, and also times where I've kind of been more reserved, trying to work on other aspects of my life, and social skills wasn't the highest priority. I definitely realized at those points, it was a little bit more difficult to do the things that I once used to do. So staying social and always just trying to push that barrier of, doing more to level up that skill and display courageousness across the board. Because if you're watching this, you're probably, a little bit of a shy introvert. You're scared to talk to people. This is outside your comfort zone. So you doing this is gonna level up that skill of courageousness, making you more courageous as a whole. So that's pretty much how you can become more courageous. And if you want to become the ultimate man that girls find attractive and you want to get your dream girl in the next 3 months, go ahead and book a free coaching call with me. These slots are filling up quick. We only got 3 more for this month, so make sure you book that free coaching call in. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if this gave you some free value as well.